Men are not small men, which is why women need to approach fasting differently. So today I'm going to show you how I fast like a girl, and I've been actually fasting for about 12 years now, over a decade, and it's become such a normal part of my life. But when I first started fasting, it was a new thing, and all of the science was based upon men and their bodies. So recently, over the last 5 years or so, there's been new information coming out about how women can fast, which I think is really, really important. So I'm going to show you through my whole day of fasting, showing you what I'm eating and all the things that I do to balance my hormones and keep me healthy and happy and get all of the healing benefits that fasting can give you. According to Dr. Mindy Pelz, who wrote the book Fast Like a Girl, which is an amazing book, by the way, really easy to read. Dr. Mindy is a lovely lady. This is actually on my health website, Glowing Healthy, so you can go and check it out on there, plus lots of other books that I've read which I love. And she says that this part of my cycle, so it's literally the day before I'm going to ovulate, so for me that's day 16, and this is my manifestation phase of my cycle. So she talks about how we should time our fast, the lengths of our fast, the types of fasting we're doing, and the types of food that we're eating around our cycle. So after reading that book, I learned so much about my monthly cycle, because men actually have a daily cycle, women have a monthly cycle like the moon. So men are like the sun in terms of their hormone production. Women, we're like the moon, and we're very complex, very unique, but it's very, very beautiful. But it can get messy if we don't understand our cycles and we don't listen and tune into it and actually work around our cycles. We can't just do this thing what men can do. They can wake up and repeat the same thing over day after day after day, and it won't really affect them that much. Women, we can't do that. There's going to be times in the month where we can go heavy and we can go strong. There's times in the month where we actually have to calm down, slow down, and actually listen to our body. So this book has helped me so much, not just learn about fasting, but also my feminine body, which I just think is very, very empowering. I'm 37, I've only just learned about how my body works. So I've been implementing some of the tips from this book, and it's really, really helped change how I feel, and it's also improved my period. So I'm going to so this time of the month, the manifestation phase, which is the ovulation time before you're about to ovulate, this is the time of month where your body is meant to be excreting hormones, detoxing hormones, and you're not meant to be doing any extra detoxing on top of that. So when you fast, you can do lengths of fast where it's called autophagy, and it's when your body starts detoxing and repairing. But because I'm ovulating right now, this isn't a good time to do that. So the fast is meant to be very, very short. So I'm gonna wake up and break my fast straight away with a small meal, and it's going to be a matcha latte with soya milk in, unsweetened of course. So if I was doing a longer fast, I would either not have this or I'd put MCT oil into it. And I'm also going to have some spirulina. This is like an algae which is full of loads of minerals and vitamins. It's also got all amino acids in there, like protein. So I'm going to be doing a workout, and I can't work out with food in my stomach, so I'm going to have this little mini meal to break my fast. I'll show you what these look like. I'm not going to put some in my mouth in front of you, because all my teeth will go so green and you lot will laugh and take screenshots and turn it into a meme, won't you? So I'm going to take that in a minute. So this is a great little pre-workout for me. I love having this in the morning. And then the supplements that I take first thing in the morning, usually I take MSM powder, which is really, really good for helping your body detox. But I've just realized when I take that during this time of the month, it doesn't make me feel that good. So I'm going to save that for the other parts of my month, like the power phases. So I'm going to be having some liver supporting feeds right now, because I really wanted my body to be excreting hormones. It's really good to not have excess estrogen build up in your body and things like that. So I'm going to have my Humaplex, which I do take every single day, and this is really good for helping you detox. It's full of minerals, amino acids, and people say this is amazing. So I'm going to take 2 of those. And then I'm going to have this. It's in German on here, but it's sea kelp, which is a natural source of iodine, which is really, really good for your hormones and detoxing. And this is milk thistle extract, which is amazing for helping your liver detox, and it's just really, really good for supporting your liver. So today, a lot of my focus is going to be on liver supporting feeds, things like that. So I'm going to take these and all of these, and then I'm going to be doing a workout. What a beautiful morning. So I'm going to be taking my workout outside. So this time of my month is the build up to my ovulation, which means I've got increased levels of testosterone and estrogen. So my strength is high up, and my confidence, my motivation, clarity, everything feels amazing. Men are so lucky because they have testosterone. So I'm going to take advantage of that. and I'm going to be doing a heavy workout. So this time of the month, lighter fast, shorter fast, but heavy workouts. So it's a really good time to push yourself, try and get those gains on the muscles, because there is a part of your cycle just before your period where you're meant to ease off exercise, very light exercise. So because for about a week out of the month, I don't do any heavy weightlifting or anything, I really take advantage of this time of the month if I feel well. So I'm going to do a warm up on my favorite trampoline, my rebounder. This one is by Bellycon and it's amazing. I also have this on my health website, Glowing Healthy, and I also just recently made a really amazing video about all of the benefits of rebounding if you want to learn more, and like how I work out on here and things like that, loads of tips and tricks, and I've just posted that on my new TikTok. So if you're a TikTok girly, make sure to go and follow me on there, glowinghealthy.com. Help me grow that page. I'm going to be sharing loads of like hacks and tips on there to do with health, wellness, fitness, whatever all the things that I'm into, which I know that you guys are into as well. And then after my warm up, I'm then going to be going over here and I'm going to do some heavy weightlifting. So I've got an Olympic barbell here and some weight plates on it. This in total is about 50 kilograms, which is just under my body weight. So I'm planning on doing some hip bridges and some deadlifts, like some really good power moves for my lower body. And whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to be drinking some spring water, which has got some seawater in, which is not seawater I collected. It's actually, I bought this from the health food store, and they've like sourced pure, clean, filtered seawater from the middle of the ocean, and it's just like an electrolyte drink. So you know, like how some people say that with your water you should add in like some sea salt, things like that. That is amazing, but I actually add in seawater into this, and it's really, really amazing. So just a little bit like that with the rest of the water. So it's like electrolyte drink. You're getting all the electrolytes and minerals and things in there. It's really, really good while you're working out. It tastes so good, and I feel like you hold on to the hydration way much better when you put minerals into your water, and it's really, really good for balancing your hormones as well. A lot of women had such good success with adding like electrolytes into their drinks and their water in the morning. So I'm going to go and warm up in here, guys, and get all of my blood pumping and everything. Yeah, also just before my ovulation, I found that I can actually jump higher. I feel like I can like fly and reach the sky. Now it's time for breakfast, which is actually, if you break the word down, break fast. So everybody technically fast because overnight you're not eating, and while you're sleeping you're repairing, and then when you wake up you usually have your first meal, and that is when you break your fast, why it's called breakfast. But actually there is a bit of a myth that breakfast is meant to be the most important meal of the day. I think that was actually a coin termed by a cereal manufacturer, and they actually made up. I think in the past people usually had breakfast a little bit later on, so people kind of naturally did a bit of intermittent fasting, which is where you kind of have a shorter eating window in the day, and that is the main type of fasting that I normally do. However, at this time of my cycle, my fasts have to be under 15 hours. And the reason for that is so I don't trigger autophagy and go into a detox, because my body is trying to metabolize hormones and it'll just be too much while I'm ovulating. So the first way I break my fast, because I technically had the match and the spirulina a bit earlier, but this could be meal one. So the first way I start off meal one is with a carrot salad. This is inspired by Dr. P. This salad I have every day of the month, no matter what. It's an amazing source of fiber. So it's really good to put fiber in your stomach first, so then it slows down the absorption of all of the sugar. So you have like a lower blood glucose spike. That's what I'm trying to say. And not only that, carrots are really, really good at helping you excrete excess estrogen. So it's perfect at this time in the month. Also, carrots are really, really healthy, full of beta carotene. It gives you amazing glow. And this is just so delicious. You're getting so many vitamins and minerals in. If you want to know how to make this, I've actually just made an Instagram Reels on Georgiana Fizz. You can check out this recipe. It's very, very simple and it's amazing. So after I've eaten that, then I'm going to go on to my main part of the breakfast. And this time of the month, I love having things like berries, apples, this is mixed frozen berries, fresh blueberries, and like foods that support my liver health and like help with like liver function and things like that. So, and also high protein, because obviously I'm doing heavy weightlifting and I want to support muscle growth, things like that. So my berry bowl is amazing and it's so delicious. I use some soy yogurt. This one is by a brand called Sojard. I normally use their Greek style one because it's thicker and higher in protein, but Mia ate it up, which is really naughty of her. So I'm going to be using this one. It's still really, really good. Still high in protein, no sugars in here, really natural. Sojard uses non-GMO soya beans. It's just really, really good, really creamy and delicious. So I add that in with some mixed frozen berries that I've defrosted like half an hour to an hour before. Then I'm going to add in some protein powder. This is my favorite brand of protein powder by Vivo Life. It's pesticide free. It's tested, lab tested for heavy metals. There's no heavy metals in here. I've said this before so many times, but a lot of protein powders have heavy metals in them, so you'd just be better off not having the protein powder. I mean, protein is important, but it's not that important that you're going to start filling your body up with heavy metals, which are not good. And then I'm going to be adding in some hemp seeds, which are full of amino acids, really high in protein. They're like a superfood, and also they have loads of healthy fats in them, and that they're amazing. So underrated. And then I'm going to mix all of that up, and this is what makes it so delicious. It's kind of like a dessert bowl. It's a yogurt bowl, but it's like having pudding. So delicious, especially with the frozen berries in there. So frozen berries are really good at helping you detox, full of antioxidants, and they taste amazing. And basically plants do give you an amazing glow, which is what every girl wants, don't we? And then I'm gonna grate an apple on top. I love green apples because they're lower in like sugars than red apples, but red apple is fine. If you're going to, I'm being very fussy in particular here, but if you want to have a red apple, have a red apple. But I prefer green, they're more sour and things like that. And then apples really help with supporting your liver right now. So I usually grate the whole apple on top of there. Finish grating, and then Darren kindly let me know. I said a coin termed. I meant to say a term coined, okay? You guys will notice that I just say things funny sometimes. There's a lot of information I'm trying to say here. Lots of things I've learned, and it's all disorganized in my head. Sorry about that, guys. Just bear with me when I say things in a funny way. I think I also said something else the other day. Darren laughed his head off. I keep saying I bookmark my trips with trampolining before and after, but it's meant to be bookend, but I've been saying bookmark the whole time. Lol, very embarrassing. Okay guys, so I'm putting some blueberries on, I've got some fresh apple on, my hands are really like messy, and then I'm going to sprinkle on some pumpkin seeds because they're delicious, good for you, lots of them, very good for you. I didn't need to do that much, guys. And now I'm going to go enjoy my meal one, breakfast, out in the garden in the sun, get some beautiful rays. I'm just going to eat this outside. But our garden is getting pressure washed right now, so I'll probably turn into a drowned rat, so I'm eating it indoors. But as I was eating this, I was just thinking about how I kind of take it for granted about fasting and things like that, because I've just been doing it for such a long time, for like I said earlier, over 12 years. But when we first found out about fasting, the reason me and Darren were interested in it, especially intermittent fasting, which is roughly 16 hours of not eating and then 8 hours of eating, like an 8-hour eating window. We first learned about it and got into it because we were interested in the health benefits of it. So when you fast, I mentioned the word autophagy. When you go into that, when you fast for like 17 hours or more, then your body goes into like a detox healing process where it like basically eats up any old cells in the body and it like renews everything. And then the longer fast that you do, that has even more healing responses. So in Fast Like a Girl by Dr. Mindy Pelz, there's certain fasts that you can do at the right times of the month. Of course, if you're like an adult and you know, you're a healthy person. There's ones that you can do where, so I'm trying to get to it, where you can do like a 24-hour dopamine reset fast, which helps all of your dopamine receptors like reset and then they end up working properly again. And there's like, well, when I said if you're in good health, there's actually fasts in here that can help you if you're not in good health, if that makes sense. But if you're like pregnant or you're a child or a teenager, or if you've got any like issues with eating disorders, things, I personally, it's not a good idea. So when I was pregnant with Karma and Koa, I didn't fast. As soon as I woke up, I had to have something to eat because I just felt so like different, because your body is just in a completely hormonal different state when you're pregnant. So there's different fasts that you can do in here. So I'm trying to find it in this book. This book is like my little fasting Bible at the moment. But yeah, there's like a gut reset fast you can do in here as well to help with like any issues that you've got with your gut. There's longer fasts in here for like helping you with like issues if you've got like you want to lose fat and like you kind of can't lose, like you can't, like your body's stored and you're not losing any more fat. So that's for people who are obviously on like on a fat loss journey, if they have excess fat and they want to get to a healthy weight. So I can't find it in here, sorry. I don't want to just be here flicking through my book. But yeah, the main reason I love fasting is because I just feel like it really helps me feel motivated. It gives me like mental clarity. I like the benefits of it where it reduces your chances of getting things like cancer because it cleans up all the dead cells in your body. I really, really like that one. So it's really good for longevity, things like that. But obviously now, since reading this book, I've been kind of not doing the same like 16-8 hours, the 16-8 approach, the same 16 hours of fasting every day. Now I do cycle a little bit, but I haven't actually done like a 24-hour fast or a 48-hour fast in such a long time. So when it comes to that stage of the month in this book, which is actually from day 1 of your cycle, that's a really, really good time to do longer fasts. So I might actually next month try and experiment a little bit. So maybe I could share more with you guys, like on my Instagram and things like that. But yeah, one of the philosophies or one of the reasons also why we kind of have to fast nowadays is because in the past our ancestors, they would just naturally be fasting anyway because there wasn't like 24-hour access to food. They didn't have in their house a fridge full of food or supermarkets or like Uber Eats on tap. When they were hungry, sometimes they didn't have any food. So it kind of went like this in a fast, and naturally they were in a fast and a fed state. So when they were able to find food, like hunt and gather it, they would have food, and then there'd be a period of time where they wouldn't have any food. So the body is really adapted really well to that. Our bodies aren't designed to be constantly being fed. It actually causes a lot of complications and illnesses, and it's not good for our long-term health and longevity. So I think that especially when you go into a fasted state as well, your body produces things called ketones, which gives you amazing energy. So that energy, especially for the male ancestors, they would be the ones who would go off and get the food, and those ketones would give them the energy and the clarity and the drive and the focus to go and get food and then bring it back for the rest of like the community or the tribe. I just got back from the shop because I really wanted to find some dandelion tea because that is really, really good for supporting and nourishing your liver during this time. However, another good tea during this time of your menstrual cycle is peppermint tea. It's really, really good. And it smells, oh, God, that smells so fresh. That is amazing. I might have one of those later, but I'm going to be making matcha, which I love just as much. So I usually have a matcha first thing in the morning before meal 1, and then I usually have a matcha like mid-morning, midday, not any later though, because it can affect my sleep. And I love matcha as well because it's basically finely ground up green tea leaves, and it's really, really good for you, full of polyphenols, and it's also got L-theanine in it, which helps calm you down. So unlike coffee has caffeine like green tea, but the coffee doesn't have the L-theanine. That sounds a bit of a mouthful, doesn't it? So because of that, coffee can make you feel jittery and anxious, and L-theanine is quite calming. I actually have some L-theanine supplements which I take before bed because it just really calms you down. So the fact that it's in green tea is pretty cool. So some people say this is coffee, matcha is coffee's chill hippie sister, which I think is actually really, really true. Like that is good. So I'm just, what's this called? This is like a frother, a milk frother. I'm just manually frothing up the milk. We actually do have like a machine one here, but Darren just used it a minute ago. So I don't know where that jug is. So I'm going to use the manual one, a little bit more exercise. And I love matcha so much. It's really good. It gives me a little burst of energy. But yeah, so I usually have 2 big meals in the day. That's how I like doing it. So in my eating window, I just like eating 2 large solid meals. I don't count calories. And with fasting, one myth is usually some people might think it's like a type of diet, like where you're in a calorie deficit or you're like starving yourself. With fasting, you can eat the same amount of calories, but you're just eating it in a shorter window frame, which I personally really, really like as well, because one, I'm not making loads of little meals throughout the day. Like I don't have to think about making food. It really makes sense to me. However, the children, they have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and lots of snacks. But for me, I just like eating 2 meals. So me and Darren will just have like a late breakfast and we'll have an early dinner. And I just feel like that works really well with me. However, sometimes I might have like a little snack in the middle of the day if I'm feeling like I want it. Like I always listen to my body. That's the most important thing. And sometimes I might have a little snack later on in the day. But usually the 2 meals are just fully satiated and full of fiber, fats, protein, that they actually keep me going. And I just feel really, really good from it. Sorry, me, I've got to get into this drawer.
It's all right.
So yeah, that's
You eat
the way
big
I like
portions.
doing it. I eat big portions, yeah. However, if you can't eat big portions and you wanted to eat in a smaller window frame, of course, you could have lots of meals within that eating window, because you're still giving your digestive system a break. Because that is another thing as well that I like about fasting as well, is it gives your digestive system a break from digesting food. So it's really, really good for that. So your body can like revitalize itself. It can break down all of the nutrients from your food, and it's like a big process for your body to have to digest it all. Then when you give it a break, then it can work on other things like healing your body, and like I just feel less bloated. Like there are some times like when we go on holiday or we go out, and like, you know, I might start picking at food in the day and I'll start having extra things, and I just actually end up feeling like really bloated, and I don't really enjoy it, and I end up not feeling that hungry at all. I kind of feel like this annoying feeling of like I feel peckish but I'm not hungry enough. I just love it when it's mealtime that I feel hungry and I can just like sit down, and I really, really enjoy it. And I think that's how they used to do in the olden days as well. They used to have like 2 or 3 square meals a day. Even here in Spain, they have a later breakfast, and it's usually something quite lighter. I know that they do eat quite late in the evening, actually, like 10 p.m, which I personally don't think that's very good for your circadian rhythm and that, but they do tend to have a later breakfast. So yeah, yeah guys, I'm just frothing this up a little bit. So yeah, fasting is nothing about being in a calorie deficit. It doesn't mean that you're depriving your body. It's just eating in a shorter window frame, and it gives your body a break. It gives your digestive system a break. It also means that you're not constantly having blood sugar spikes. If you want to learn more about blood sugar and glucose, I've read an amazing book recently as well, written by another woman, and it's called The Glucose Revolution. That book is amazing, taught me so much as well. So that kind of ties in with fasting really nicely, those 2 books, so Fast Like a Girl and Glucose Revolution. Oh yeah, and another book if you want to learn more about hormones, also written by a woman, for women. It's called Rushing Women's Syndrome. That is really, really good as well. So if you want to learn more about hormones, because basically everything boils down to hormones. Fasting is all about helping balance your hormones, eating healthily, all things like that, exercise, going to bed early. Like basically, if I was to write a book about how to feel good, look good, and to be glowing healthy, it would just be called Hormones. How to balance your hormones. It's honestly as simple, but yet at the same time it is quite complicated. I feel like nowadays it feels complicated. I need to write a book about how to balance your hormones. Don't worry, you're not going crazy. I've had another outfit change. I decided not to wear my new top. I've got that lovely like corset top and my white shorts while I make the dinner, because it's going to be a curry. So the curries can have loads of turmeric in it, and it can get very, very messy. So I normally make our dinners during the week using the Instant Pot, because it's just so quick. This is the pot that goes inside the machine. It's like a slow cooker. It's I'll show you guys. We've got one on right now over here. This is our mini one, and it's got the rice cooking for the dinner. It's like a rice cooker. You can make even yogurt in it, and it's like a pressure cooker, and it's a slow cooker. So I mainly use the small one for rice, but then the bigger one that we have, which I'm going to put the curry in, I use this for a slow cooker. So if I'm going out all day, I'll put the curry in, or the meal in here, like the stew, whatever we're having. I'll put it in here in the morning, and then when we come back, like 6 hours later or whatever, then we've got a dinner ready. But if we're not going out, I'll use the pressure cooker setting, and it cooks really, really quick. I love it, Instant Pots. They're amazing. They're also on Glowing Healthy as well, guys. So, right, but I've got a good little tip. Sometimes with the slow cooker, I love it because it cooks the food really, really slowly. The flavors are amazing. Everything kind of like marinates, or the flavors just really develop over those 6 hours. When you use the pressure cooker, it's quite quick. And I don't think it's as flavorful as if you make like your curry on the stove or like the slow cooker. But I've got a little tip, guys. I'm going to be toasting our spices first before I put it in here. Then it helps the flavors develop more. Then it gives the curry more of like a depth of flavor, and it just tastes amazing. So I'm going to be kind of making a like Caribbean inspired curry. I think it's called Colombo. I made this yesterday actually for dinner. I just loved it so much. I want to have another go at it. Unfortunately, I'm missing fenugreek seeds. And I'm also missing some allspice berries, but it still came out really, really good. So for this, oh my God, I haven't got the measuring spoon. So to make this, you can do this with any like curry like ingredients if you want. So I'm gonna put some cilantro, or also known as coriander seeds, in here. I'm going to put in some cumin seeds. Now these are really, really good for helping you when you're meant to be metabolizing hormones at this time of the month. So I don't know if I mentioned it properly, but metabolizing hormones doesn't just mean excreting. It also means that your body's able to use the hormone, like to get it in your body. Hang on guys, I'll go and read it from the book for you. Metabolizing a hormone means two things: breaking that hormone down into a usable form, which is what I meant, and then so it'll be more readily used by your cells, and then preparing that hormone for excretion. So cumin is one of those foods that's good for that. So everything in this meal, like we normally eat this anyway, but I just love explaining some of the benefits of it. Cumin is really, really good for that. I'm gonna put some clove in here. And then I'm gonna put, did I do fennel? No, cumin and fennel seeds are really similar. Then I'm gonna put some fennel seeds in here. I think I might need a little bit more cumin. Put more in there, and then also some thyme as well. Thyme is quite a popular herb in like Caribbean cooking. Already that smells amazing. And also guys, this pan is a non-toxic cooking frying pan, because most frying pans, they have a non-stick coating. This one technically does have a non-stick coating, but it's called no-co, so it's not a coating, it's actually a pattern on the frying pan, which is inspired by lily pads, and lotus pads, sorry. And so basically whenever you fry anything in here, it doesn't stick. It's amazing. This brand is called Our Place. I love Our Place so much. When we first moved into our house in London, I got a kitchen knife set from Our Place, and when I saw that they did a non-toxic frying pan, I was so happy about it, because that's really, really important for your hormones as well. So I'm just going to be toasting these on here for like a minute, and it's honestly such a good little hack if you're using the pressure cooker.
I was about to toast some seeds.
Was you really?
Yeah.
Mia's making a dessert, by the way, guys.
I don't really know I'm sure what to make. I was thinking maybe making like a chocolate mousse, and then it has like some sort of like toasted seeds on top, or underneath as like a base or something.
Well, maybe you can think of that, because another food which is really good for your hormones during this time for metabolizing your hormones is flax seeds. Dr. Mindy Pell said about flax seeds. Mia loves flax seeds, don't you? She makes like hair gel out of flax seeds. They're really good.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So I'm just going to toast them in there for a little bit, so it brings all the flavors out, because food should be not just like healthy, but it should also be really flavorful, colorful, like something that the whole family can enjoy. I'm not going to make this curry very spicy. Sorry about that. The rice has just finished cooking. But anyway guys, I'll get back to you in a minute once I've got all the curry prepared, and I'll show you what it looks like before I turn the Instant Pot on.
By the way guys, that's steam and not smoke. It really looks like smoke
Sorry, I
from
just
the
put
camera.
a funny face at you because I thought you were going to cut and you didn't. I feel so embarrassed now. Right, so we're going to be adding spices in. I've got leek in here, which is really good for your gut, because supporting your gut during this time is important. I mean, any time is important to look after your gut, isn't it, guys? Because what is your gut? What does it do? Keeps your digestive system healthy, doesn't it, girls?
Yep, keeps your whole body healthy.
Yep. There's carrot in here, there's tempeh for protein, chickpeas for protein, and aubergine, because that just tastes amazing. So I'm going to mix all of that up. I've added a little bit of water in here and a can of coconut milk to make it really creamy. That smells really good now. That smells really nice. Then I'm going to add in the turmeric. I was going to use some fresh turmeric and grate it, but I'm just feeling a bit lazy. With this type of curry, you add in quite a lot of turmeric. A lot. I'm gonna mix that up. It's so simple using the Instant Pot. It smells really, really, really spicy, but like not as in like hot spicy, picante, but like
Flavorful.
yeah, like, you know. And then I'm gonna add loads of lime into it. A good little hack for limes, if they're too hard, just use the bottom of your foot. Now, a little warning: if we invite you around for a dinner party and there's lime in our meal, yes, that lime was rolled using my foot, okay?
No, I did it before in Costa Rica though, and then I put all my weight on it, and then it squashed underneath me. But the most annoying part is that loads of juice came out.
Yeah, so just warning you. If you come out for dinner, loads of lime in here, it's delicious. I love, if you add citrus fruits into your meals, salads or dressings. It really like gives it a really nice flavour, like it really lifts the meal. Something zesty. And now I'm going to mix this up. That smells really good. Right, okay, I think that is done. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Need to be careful with the turmeric because that does stain. And I'm going to pop it over here into our Instant Pot. So my hands are all like limey and zesty. Put it on the pressure cooker setting, 4 minutes, that's good. Start. And I could just walk away and leave them and not worry about them burning or anything like that, and I can tidy up. Here's the finished food all served up on my plate.
Yummy.
So I've also got some kimchi. Fermented foods are really good for your gut. I've got loads of leafy greens and lots of like, what is it called? Rocket in there, like bitter greens. They're really, really good for your liver. We've got some cruciferous vegetables in the form of sprouts. They're broccoli sprouts, really, really good for you. Herbs, loads of rice for carbs. And then this gorgeous bright yellow curry. Sorry, the sun's in my eyes. It's like I'm really squinting, guys. Like, this is so delicious. I always start off my meal by eating the fibre first, like the greens, and then I go on to like the protein and the fat, and then I finish off with the rice. Yeah, so there's loads of fats coming in this meal from the coconut milk, which
I
is
just
amazing.
eat it randomly.
Yeah, and I can't wait for your dessert, Mia. As well, we've got a lovely dessert coming up,
it's
guys.
going to be so delicious.
You should see what Mia's. I don't know how she managed to make that in that amount of time, but you invented something, didn't
I'm
you?
excited
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
a new dessert.
Yeah. Every day I always have a dessert, and I eat it straight after the savoury part of meal 2. And this is something that Mia's made, and it looks incredible, girl. Like,
I just kind of made it up. I freestyled, so let's see what it looks like.
oh,
I've
it's
never
got
made
like
it
a
before.
crunchy chocolate layer on top. It's got like a creamy chocolatey avocado mousse in it.
Yeah. It's got silken tofu, banana, avocado, and then it's got crushed nuts. Go and help yourself, Nanny.
Is there not another small spoon?
No, there isn't. It's a big one. You can have the big one, girl. I thought I said the big spoon for you. And this is so good. So this is full of loads of goodness. It's a dessert which is really good for you. If you don't know this, guys, but we actually quit having refined sugar about a year ago now, nearly a year, and it's literally transformed my health a lot more than I expected. We've always eaten quite healthily, but we've never actually cut out refined sugar, and I feel like my body's less inflamed now. I feel like my hormones are balanced, and I don't crave sweets or chocolate or anything like that anymore. That's the most interesting thing of it all. Every evening I'd always be like, oh, I fancy a bit of chocolate, I fancy some ice cream, even though I'd already had like a dessert. But because I was like feeding that addiction of sugar, like sugar is really, really addictive. However, sugars from like dates and coconut sugar, I mean, we do keep coconut sugar to a minimum, don't we? Because that is still like a form of sugar, but it's a lot more like less processed. But we get a lot of our sweetness from dates, don't we, and fruit and things
So
like
the
that.
only sugar in this is date sugar, like natural, just dates in it.
Blended up.
They're into the
nature's
mousse,
candy.
but the rest of it, like, things of sweetness without adding a sweetener.
And actually, an interesting little fact
Like
about
vanilla
dates
powder,
and
nuts,
fasting.
things like that.
Actually, during Ramadan, Muslims will break their fast with dates, and I think there's a bit of science behind it as well, because dates actually have like a type of fibre or sugar in it, which actually is really good for your blood sugar levels. Like it's meant to be. I can't remember the fact, but it was really, really interesting. So that's a good little fact there, guys. But yeah, every day I always have dessert.
Dates are super good.
So usually this will be when I end my eating window, and then I will start again all over tomorrow. In the morning, it depends what time in the morning, depending on what part of my cycle it is. Tomorrow it'll be a little bit earlier because tomorrow I'm still like ovulating, like it's that time of the month. But then after that, like next week, I can potentially do some longer fasts if I wish to do it. But like I said, I always listen to my body, and all of the books that I've mentioned today and nearly everything that I've shown you, like the kitchenware, things like that, they're all on my website, Glowing Healthy. We're going to be putting some amazing articles on there as well. It's an amazing website. Like, guys, we made that because we really want to help you, because all of the things that we've learned about health and wellness has just benefited us so much as a family. So it feels really good to be able to share that with you. Also, I am doing daily Snap content where you get to see behind the scenes of our life first before anybody else online. So we are Glowing Healthy on Snap, and then don't forget to go and follow me on TikTok to see extra special content on there and help me grow that account, you TikTok girlies. And then also I've been going strong on my Instagram ever since I was pregnant with Koa. That's been a place where I've always shared all of like my pregnancy, breastfeeding journey, my breast ex-plant journey, loads of things. There's always been a place where I've talked about health and wellness. So if you don't already follow me on Instagram, Georgiana Fizz, make sure you do. That is where I share loads of stuff in there. It's my favorite, actually, what do you call it, my favorite platform to share. Well, I just love Instagram so much. Anyway guys, I'll see you in our next video. I've got some really fun videos planned for this channel. Thank you so much for your support, and I hope you stay glowing healthy, and I love you so much. Bye.